Have you ever felt like you're behind? Because I know I have. And for the longest time, I thought the cure to that was just to upgrade.
But spoiler alert, it wasn't.
My camera, my life, my skills, but what if I didn't need to upgrade? This video is how I learn how to be okay with where I'm at.
So, are you gonna tell us about how to be okay with where you're at?
Well, I guess that depends on who you are. But I can tell you the story of what helped me. So for that, we need some Will lore. Oh yeah, I'm Will, by the way, if you're new here. Let's start with the juicy stuff. When I went to see a therapist, they told me something I think I already knew. That I'm too hard on myself. And I think that is why this video topic, it hits me so hard. Because I've got this strange ambition, but I'm riddled with self-doubt. I feel anxious, but I'm driven. And I'm passionate, but I'm also lazy. And that combination, combined with everyday life, well, that just is a recipe for making you feel behind. Feeling behind is something that everybody goes through. You might even feel it now. I don't want to assume anything, but you might. So, how do you go about stopping it? Stopping that restless feeling, stopping the doom scrolling, stopping the inevitable comparison to people your age doing crazy stuff around the world. Because deep down, it feels like it doesn't have to be like this. If I was going to find those juicy answers, I knew that the process had to include something that was going to be outside my comfort zone. Something more than whatever this is, because this is definitely outside my comfort zone too. I signed up for a photography club. Just do the string thing. I am currently late and I am a little bit stressed. Okay, here we go. I need to remind myself why I'm doing this, because right now my brain is just telling me to go back home. Do you ever get it where you have an idea and then when it actually comes to doing it, you start to resent the version of you that actually signed up? Because I think that is the situation I am in right now. I'm already imagining that I'm gonna get there and there's gonna be someone with a massive camera with a big old lens and they're gonna be amazing and I'm gonna be rubbish and I don't know.
If this dude in the front would stop measuring himself against everybody and just go and experience, then maybe he might find some answers. That is me. That's me in the front. That's all. I'm not really sure what this. Not the guy in the footwell. I'm the guy in the back.
Just a guy.
Was this whole bit clear? I'm wearing the hat like Dappy. Was this a good bit?
I'd made it, just about on time. There were probably around 10 of us there, and everyone was older than me. Some had pretty fancy looking cameras, which admittedly was slightly terrifying. But I decided to just see where the course took me. The theme was abstract photography, and our first task was colour. Which meant I had to try and remember how to use all the manual settings on my camera again, which was honestly a challenge. I was worried that I'd forgotten how to be creative, or that I'd just look around and just not see anything. But then I took these, and they weren't amazing or anything, but they also weren't terrible. Next up was close-up photography. I took this one. I like the patterns in it, and the fact that you can kind of see faces in it. It's actually just a railway sleeper with a wet footprint on it, which is kind of cool. Then we moved on to reflections, and by this point, something had changed. I'm currently looking at reflections. I'm thinking window. It's pretty good so far. I was looking around differently. It felt like my creativity was starting to wake up again, like things were clicking into place. And weirdly, I didn't feel as much pressure to take good photos anymore. And finally, we did slow shutter speed. I actually really liked some of the photos I took. But then we had to share them with everyone else, which was very scary. But everyone was so lovely.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a guy walking past, but it's a slow shutter speed.
I like that. Ah,
Anyone
very
else
good.
have any?
One older guy asked me how I'd taken one of my photos, and I realised that we actually had the exact same camera. It felt like everything clicked in that moment. And just like that, the course was over. Before I left though, I spoke to Charlotte, who ran the course. So when I was on my way here, I kind of felt like I was behind in the photography world. Would you say a lot of people that come to your course feel like they're behind, or maybe behind's not the right way of saying it?
I guess the whole point of these is that you do learn from them. So it doesn't really matter where you're at. Like today we had people from all different levels of photography, whether they're, I think someone just started last year. A couple of people had only done beginner courses fairly recently in the last 12 months. Some people have been doing it for, I think, 10, 20 years. But they were all here today, they were all practicing together, and everyone, I think, learns something new or practice something new. So it's not really about what level you're at. The idea is that you are pretty comfortable with your manual settings. But even if you forget, like a couple of people at the start, when we were doing our little first bits, they were a bit unsure. I'm here to come around and like check, or like when we were doing certain tasks, give you like a rough figure of what settings you could be using, and then you can play from there.
Yeah, because I think when we were sharing photos, that initially sent fire in my brain of,
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault at all. But like instantly sharing my photos, no. But actually sharing the photos kind of gave me a confidence that everybody was just giving it a go.
Yeah.
And no one else was like, no, I'm not going to show you my photos.
Yeah.
I'm going to just show you what I've got. And if it was just an experiment, people were showing that, and
yeah, for sure.
That gave me definitely a bit of confidence.
Yeah, and I think that's it. It's not about who's the best. It's about our creative view of something. So it's not a competition in any way with these things. It's all about having fun together and, you know, socially taking photos and maybe learning a bit and just broadening your photography knowledge.
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be about being the best. Everyone's got different eyes, and you know, photography is art, so there's not always a right or wrong.
And if someone hates your photograph, then someone else might love it.
Exactly.
I'd come away from the photography course inspired and with some newfound confidence. So when that feeling of wanting to be hard on myself came back, I decided enough was enough. I was going to embrace the equipment I had, but I wanted to go one step further, or what might be more appropriate is one step back in time. Ooh. It had been right in front of me this whole time. I just needed that boost in creativity to figure out that there's a million ways that you can use what you currently have to produce something that you're actually proud of. So with that idea, I went into the attic with the aim of trying to find my old family camcorder. It felt perfect. Something that had been sat up in the attic for years, that wasn't used to make art, it was just used to make memories. A piece of equipment that technically isn't the best in 2026, but yet when you watch these videos, it actually makes you feel something. That is exactly what I wanted from the things I make. We don't have to make things that are technically perfect. If I asked you where you see yourself in 5 years, you'd probably start thinking about success, where you might fail, the perfect reality. But really, I'm asking you to think of the equivalent of a new colour. An impossible task. We have no idea what the future is going to look like. None of us do. So why do we spend so much energy waiting for the right time, when we don't even know what that will look like or when it will be? Maybe being okay with where you're at doesn't mean that you stop thinking about your perfect future. Maybe it just means that you stop treating the current version of yourself like they're not enough. Like you're just being hard on yourself. Stop measuring yourself against some imaginary finish line. Stop acting like your life can only start once you've upgraded, because maybe the things that you already have are enough. Maybe your current skill level is enough. Maybe your camera is enough. Maybe you are enough. And even if you don't fully believe that yet, you can still start anyway.
Oh my god. That's a big one.
We did it.